Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the MLG Columbus flashback, or news flash, however you want to call it. In the last episode, I walked through day 1 and day 2, and this time around, it's gonna be day 2 and day 3. So, let's get started. First off was a lower bracket final of Group A with NIP against Mousesports. The Swedish Giants wanted to get themselves to yet another playoff series or yet another playoff run in a major tournament, and they succeeded with a 2-1 against the German team. They kicked them out of the tournament even though they didn't play with Pit and they used Thread. The scorelines were 16-5 on Cobblestone, a 16-12 on Cash in favor of Mousesports, who brought it to a third map, but then it was overpass and the Germans didn't quite get a grip on the map, 16-9 in favor of NIP, who moved on to the playoff stage. A good results for the Swedes, especially considering the circumstances. I'm really happy for them, but we will see what they did in the playoffs later in this video. In Group B, we had fnatic face off against FaZe after the Swedes lost to Liquid in an overtime the day before. They had to go through the lower bracket and, well, they managed to quickly finish off FaZe clan with a 16-10 on Mirage and a 16-6 on Cobblestone. fnatic moved on to the lower bracket, or the lower part of the bracket in the playoffs, which brought a lot of cool things to come, but I don't want to spoil anything. Group C saw CLG and Gambit face off. The second American team with a chance to get to the playoffs didn't disappoint their American fans. They lost the map to Gambit, but despite the fact the European did put up some resistance, it wasn't enough. 16-13 on the first map, Cash in favor of Gambit, but then CLG took it in their own hands and won 16-11 on Cobblestone and 16-10 on Mirage. And the last game was a real thriller between Virtus.pro and G2 in Group D. Virtus.pro managed to win 16-1 against G2 earlier in the tournament, so the Frenchmen were really eager to get themselves some revenge, but they failed to do so. They lost Train again. This time around it was a 16-9 in favor of the Poles. A 16-9 as well on the second map on Inferno, and Virtus.pro won the third map when it was a 1-1 scoreline in the best of 3 series and managed to take home Cobblestone with a 16-7. So quite some surprises in the group stages still, even though we thought the first and biggest surprise was fnatic losing to Liquid. We had Virtus.pro taking back a playoff spot in a major tournament, and there were quite a few other things to come in the playoffs. In the first game of the playoffs, Na'Vi faced off against NIP, and many people thought that the Swedes' run was over there, and it was in fact over with this best of 3. Na'Vi were well prepared for the Ninjas and took them down 16-9 on Inferno and 16-10 on Mirage. Thread had a good performance throughout the tournament, but in this best of 3, he sadly didn't have the impact he had in the previous series, where he picked up quite a few clutch situations. This time he faded away a little bit, and I already teased it. fnatic and Astralis, the next best of 3 that had quite a surprise in the bag for us. Even though the struggle that fnatic had against Liquid, many expected the Swedes to finally get off onto a playoff run where you see them completely demolishing everyone else. Astralis was well prepared though, and they really were up to the challenge. 16-10 on Overpass, and a very deflated fnatic lost 16-5 on Cash. An awesome showing by the Danish squad of Carrigan, even though he has a throat infection and Sonic was calling for him the day before. He simply played his game and his teammates were doing their jobs as well. So, Astralis is now a real favorite for the major title. It's gonna be interesting to see if they can take it. And the last game, Liquid against CLG. The two American teams with one Ukrainian player in there, you know him. It's simple. The two teams didn't give each other an inch on the first map. CLG took a huge lead with a 12-3 halftime score on the terrorist side on cash, but Liquid showed up in the second half, 13-1 to win the game 16-13 on the first map. Understandably, CLG was disappointed by their first map loss, and that left Liquid with a good chance to win the second map as well. Despite the fact CLG won the pistol round, they lost the second round in the game, and it definitely showed in their faces throughout the whole matchup. They were so disappointed, especially by their first map performance, cause the second map started not too badly for CLG, a 9-6 halftime score on Mirage on the terrorist side. Certainly not a bad scoreline at all. But Simple was going off like a rocket, and Liquid managed to win the second half 7-0, which left us with an overall score of 16-6 in favor of Liquid, who move on to the semi-final against either Luminosity or Virtus.pro. And due to the fact I record this video early in the morning and the 2nd of April, I don't know which of the two teams is going to face Liquid yet, and I'm going to edit it throughout the day, so I'm trying to keep you updated. Let's see if it's gonna be Virtus.pro or Luminosity against Liquid. I thank you guys for tuning in, of course, and I hope that I was able to inform you about the last 2 days' action. If you have any feedback to me, just fire away in the comments. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, and of course, subscribe if you want to see some more. Thank you for tuning in. I will be back when it's the Monday News Flash again on Monday. So, see you soon.